find myself at the emergency section of Ikeja General Hospital, and I saw the way blood was going front, left, and right. I made up my mind. Anytime I go to General Hospital, I don't go near emergency, because that is the name they call it. It is the name it is. Whether a trailer climb somebody's head, it's emergency they are bringing it. Whether he cut leg to two, it's emergency. One man stabbed his wife, emergency. Somebody commit suicide, emergency. You understand? And then the places you go, the things you watch, the things you read, the things you listen to forms your personality. That is why nurses are not sympathetic. And they are not supposed to be sympathetic anyway. They are supposed to just to be empathetic. If they are sympathetic, they can't be choking you needle. And if they don't choke you needle, you can't be well. If they are sympathetic, they can't stitch you, put a needle inside your body, stitch you like they are stitching clothes. So when it comes to medical, it's not sympathy, it's empathy. Now, as early years teachers, are we getting formed by our environment? So we keep that form. Keep it now. Are we getting, is our environment, is it forming us? We need to ask ourselves these questions as teachers. Is our environment, is it forming our personality? Are these children having impact on us? Or you think you are the one that should have impact on the children? No. It's supposed, in traditional method of teaching, yes. In early childhood, in Montessori, no, it's the opposite. It's the children that should impact you. Mm-hmm. When you are in early childhood education, you should have the mind of a child. You think like a child. If you don't have the mind of a child, you can't plan lesson and curriculum in early years. You can't plan it well. You can plan it, oh, you know, there are lessons and there are lessons. But you want to plan it professionally, you must have the mind of a child. Because before you plan the lesson for children, you have to go back into your classroom and look at Chinedu, Janet, JD, Tofumi, Tokumbo, Belumi, Tokwe, Christiana. Everybody in that class must come back to you in your subconscious before you start planning anything. Because if you plan it with your own mind in your adult level, then it's not useful for them. But you plan for yourself. You not plan for them. If you plan for them, their age, their stature, their behavior, their character, the things they like, the places they like to stay in the Montessori environment, what they always do in class, everything must come to mind before you plan lesson for them. Because in that class of 20 children, or 22 children, or 15 children, or whatever number of children you have, there's a kinesthetic learner, there's an auditory learner, there's a visual learner. There are those that their learning style is even a comorbidity. They are kinesthetic and visual at the same time. All of this must come to play in your planning. This morning, some of you that came early met me. I spent 4 hours planning this practical life period. 4 hours planning. This is the easiest place for me to fail you in an interview. This place, this thing I've said. I might not even ask you anything. If you meet me in an interview, this is Mrs. Obadari that is your lecturer here that treats you like student. If there's another person you meet with, because that side I want to look at professionalism. I must have failed about 12 teachers within the last 3 weeks in the interview. I said no. I told one woman yesterday, I said you don't know anything about Montessori. So she works in the Montessori school. She said the head of school. Mention 5 Montessori learning areas. She said sense of smell, sense of hear. I said, yeah, Montessori. It's not Montessori. No. You understand? The reason why I have to take that stand is because when I approve you and say she's good, take her, I'm handing over the life and destiny of people into your hands. The life and destiny of people. So I won't hand the life and destiny of people over to a fool or to a non-entity. Don't know anything. What most of you don't know is that you are in one of the most critical and best professional areas in the world. Today I'm going to start training for 2 students in the UK. They are in UK. These 2 women, they are in UK. And they have schools. And they don't know anything about early years. Now the authorities are compelling them that they should show certificates. They should show their training. They are running kita now. Practical life. It goes from simple to complex. It goes from simple to complex. We are coming to the theory. I'll just go through this briefly to the stage. I'll stop and then I'll go to. Have you put it on the?
No.
Okay. Now this is from. I'm coming to you. Yeah. This is transferring. There are about 6 different stages here, or what we call spooning. Let's call it spooning. Spoon as in spoon. S-P-O-O-N-I-N-G. This is spooning. Spooning from listen, look up. That thing you want to write is not as important as this. Spooning from bowl to bowl. The same bowl that must look alike. The bowl must be similar. There must be similarity. The spoon must not be. I have different types of spoon. This is something like a spoon, although it's not a spoon, but you can do the work of a spoon to an extent. You see that this is small, and I have this. I didn't put this there because the pincer grip of the children, age 3 to 6, that are going to be working on these shelves, their hands are tiny. So when you give them a small spoon, thinking because they are children, you are not helping them. That small spoon will be slipping out of their tiny hands. So you have to give them spoons that are big here, so that their hands, their grips. Remember, practical life deals specifically with 2 areas: care of self and care of the environment. Care of self and care of the environment. This is care of the environment. We are going to get to care of self. Now, so the first thing is you must get it right with all this material. You must get it right. And this is lessons I've planned here. This is observations I've planned here. This is direct and indirect goals I've planned here. There are direct goals for the lessons and there are indirect goals. Now, any lesson you plan, any activity you plan for children, you must have a goal behind it. There must be a goal. There must be a goal. When you left your house this morning, you started coming here. Why were you coming? To learn. That's your goal. So every activity you plan, there must be a goal. If you plan an activity as an LES teacher, and I come in as a supervisor and say, what is the goal behind it? I say, we are just trying to do something. I'll give you credit. But that means you don't know what you are doing. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? That's the goal. What are you trying to help the child to achieve? That's the direct goal. What you are trying to help the child to achieve is a direct goal. What you want to see from the child is an indirect goal. There is no activity that will serve only one purpose in early childhood. That the goal is that the child should be able to add 2-digit numbers. Under that thing, that I say at the end of the lesson, the child should be able to add 2-digit number. I will give you 10 goals under that topic. Indirect and direct. Number 1, numeration. Number 2, writing directionality. Number 3, color. Number 4, pincer grip. Number 5, focus and attention. Number 6, cognition. So under every lesson, there are lists of goals. For you to become an expert in early years, any lesson you prepare for children, under that place where you have objective, you may not be able to write it in your lesson plan so that it will not occupy space. Have a book separate that you list out goals. You list out goals. So when you want to talk to parents, you will have the opportunity to talk from the place of a professional, not from the place of I went to Janiki and I went to Lasso. I have MD. If you like, have PhD. If you cannot deliver in the class, I told somebody with MD this week. I said, Madam, na certificate you get certificate. And he said, you know sabi. There is a difference between certificate and certificates. That certificate, go, is the cocoa of the matter. And that's what I'm teaching you now. That's why I say, focus like this. The spoon must be deep. The hands must be sturdy, that's strong for the child to hold. That's 1. 2, the plates must be the same color, the same design, similarity, so that you don't confuse the child when the child is using it. The next one is also spooning. From 1 bowl to 2 equal bowls. From 1 bowl to 2 bowls that looks alike. Similarity. Mr. Lighto, please, can you come and do video? It's not saying this place. It's not saying this place because of the online students. Okay. You can use my phone or another phone. Leave that one. Use this one to be doing the video to follow me. Now, the first spooning activity, step 1. Step 1 is spooning from the same bowl to another, one another. And these bowls must be similar. There must be similarity. Step 2. Step 2. Spooning from a bowl to the 2 bowls that looks alike. 2 bowls that looks alike. Are you seeing? And I also have a good spoon there for the child to use. Now, we encourage children to transfer from the right to the left. No, from the left to the right, sorry. From the left to the right. Because we write from the left to the right. You can go and put it in that place. So that's the reason why we encourage children and we set up practical life activities for children to transfer from the left to the right is that they are going to develop into adults that will be writing from the left to the right. Don't bother about people who are left-handed. They are left-handed. They won't be confused. If you don't change that hand, they won't be confused. They will manage themselves. We can't take them away from our society. That's the way God created them. So now the second one is a bowl, transferring from a bowl to 2 equal bowls that look alike. Now the third one is transferring into 2 bowls that are different. 2 bowls that are different. You see that these bowls are different. This and this. The bowls are different. The fourth one is transferring into measurable bowls. Bowls that have measuring gauge. Bowls that have measuring gauge. So you can say, don't make sure your what you're transferring stops at the margin. As you do this, you are introducing quantifying, measurements and quantifying. As you do this, you are building focus and attention. As you do this, you are building resilience and calmness for the hyperactive child. As you do this, you are helping the child to develop pincer grip. As you do this, you are developing language. the color of the bowls, the shape of the bowls, the tray, the spoon. You see how many words are coming up. So you are developing different areas of the child. The first stage is spooning. Then we go to the second stage, which is dry pouring. Pouring. Dry pouring.
What's this?
Dry pouring. The next step is dry pouring. From jug to jug, from bowl to bowls, from jug to jug. We are going to do that later. The next one is dry pouring. Dry pouring. The next stage after that is wet pouring. Wet pouring. Now when you look at this shelf here, you see that every of the tray has sponge to soak water or whatever liquid that spills in case the child spills. So that's why every tray in the wet pouring area must have this to soak the water away. Let's go to the theory before we continue. You can see that. Now, I'm not seeing my window. Where's my phone? Who is this person? Now, introduction to the practical life shelf. Age 3 to 6. Age 3 to 6. Age 3 to 6. You are going to get this handout, but you can take points. What is practical life? What is practical life? Practical life is the heart of the Montessori classroom. Practical life is the heart of the Montessori classroom, where children develop. Can I go on? Practical life is the heart of the Montessori classroom, where children develop independence, number one. Where children develop independence, e.g., pouring, dressing, cleaning. Number two, concentration. They gain the power of concentration through purposeful, repetitive work. Through purposeful, repetitive work. I'm going to explain that to you when I go back into the practical areas. You will see that some activities I made it. I arrange materials for it on the shelf for the child to do similar activities with different materials, but it's the same activity but with different material. Like the wet pouring now. I have almost about 5 or 6 materials there for wet pouring. However, in different ways. So the repetition of those activities is intentional. I intentionally set it up for the child to do it over and over again to help the child build concentration. Because there is no way, even as an adult, for you to do some of those activities if you don't concentrate. However, as an adult, you can make yourself concentrate. I have to look at this thing. Children don't have that. So we have to help them achieve that. That's the essence of repetition. Number 3, coordination. And they gain coordination through fine and gross motor control. Fine motor is the hand. Gross motor are the legs, the large muscles. They gain coordination through fine and gross motor control. And then the next one is order. O-R-D-E-R. Order. And through order, they gain logical sequences and organized habits. logical sequences, and organized habits. And then the next one after that is confidence. By the time the child goes through the first stage of the practical life shelf, which is dry pouring, moves to wet pouring, repeats wet pouring in different ways, goes to pouring into tiny cups, goes to kneading, goes to scaling, goes to using straws, goes to squeezing oranges, goes to slicing eggs, goes to stacking cups, goes to using the dustpan, mopping, kneading. That child is going to gain, goes to cutting with knife and the cutting board. That child will be super confident. That child will be super confident. So confidence breeds, I can do it myself. That is the stage they get to, and you want to help them and say, I can do it myself. Don't help me.
I can do it.
I can do it. I can lace my shoe.
I can do it.
That's confidence. Now, philosophy corner. An adult works to perfect the environment. A child works to perfect himself. That's one of Dr. Maria Montessori's quotes. An adult works to perfect the environment. A child works to perfect himself or themselves. An adult works to perfect the environment. A child works to perfect himself, herself, or themselves. That's why a child does not care whether the environment is rough or clean or anything. As far as his goal, his mindset is achieving it. An adult is the one that will be working and be saying, is it because we cook? All this place is now dirty like this. Oh yeah, bring broom. Oh yeah, let's mop it. That's an adult. That's not a child. That's not a child. That's why I say, for you to plan a lesson for his child, you must be able to think like a child. So when a child gets an environment dirty, it is nothing. It is nothing bad. It is nothing too much. It is not messy. It is a child working to perfect himself. He doesn't care what the environment thinks. Perfect himself. Now, number 2, the 4 aims of practical life. The 4 aims of practical life. Number 1, functional independence. Functional independence. The child must be independent. Functional independence. This is where they develop skills for self-care and environment care. You know, I told you that practical life is for 2 things: care of self and care of the environment. So the 4 aims, the first one is functional independence, skills for self-care and environmental care. Number 2, development of will. Number 2, development of will. Development of will. Completing cycles of activity. The will to do it. What we call willpower. Completing cycles of activity, beginning, middle, and end. Completing the cycle. If you, for example, this is what I mean. If you tell a child that you think the child is independent, okay, let's say a 5-year-old, you are bringing a 5-year-old into your school in this new school year, and in quotes, parents told you the child is coming from a Montessori school, which you must find out. You must find out. It is your duty as an early years practitioner to know the history of the child. So there's nothing like, we did not ask the parents. I don't even know. Because some of you will do that. In another 1 month now, you will sit in my class and ask me, Mr. Badari, I have a question. Mrs. Momo is number 1 of that person. And Mr. Badari, I have a question. Yes. There's a child that came into the school. And when I now ask, did you ask them? No, we really did not. If you really did not, don't come to me and ask questions. You are talking to me from abstract. It is your duty to have the history of the child coming into your school or into your class. If If you go to the hospital, the doctor is going to ask you your history. When did you start coughing? What did you use? That's your history. Are you asthmatic? That's your medical history that doctor is trying to ask. Because the later depends on the former. The later depends on the former. There's always a foundation. Nothing starts in mid-year. Everything has a foundation. That's why you cannot take away the Old Testament from the New Testament. There's always a reference. There's always a reference. Everything that happened in the New Testament started in the Old Testament. Jesus came from the tribe of Ruth. Ruth. Jesus came from the tribe of Ruth. Ruth to Jesus was about 3,000 years. Jesus came from David. David's father is the one that is called Jesse. Jesse. The name of David's father is Jesse. How come they are now calling Jesus Jesse, the tribe of the root of Jesse? Look at. So there's always a foundation. So it is your duty to ask, where is this child coming from? How old is this child? Can I see the immunization record of this child? Has he gone to school before? Does he have a home lesson teacher? What is the home lesson teacher teaching him or her? Can I see proofs of what the home lesson teacher has been doing? In fact, he has a very good home lesson teacher that is teaching him ABC instead of initial letter sounds. So you have to know all of these things. You don't just start observation like this. You have to start observation like this. So, and then when you know that, you will know that those information will help you to know if this child of a truth has functional independence. Because a child might be 9 years old and he does not have functional independence. I've worked in a school before that a 9-year-old in grade 4, every time he goes to the toilet, he doesn't know how to clean himself. And he was ashamed because of his age and his class. He was ashamed to tell anybody that he doesn't know how to clean. How did we know? When he comes back from the toilet, he will be stinking. He will be stinking. Flies will be following him. So we now have to take up that job. A skill he should have perfected from home or from whichever school he's coming from before he comes to us. We now have to assign support staffs to be following him to toilets and make sure that they teach him how to clean properly. It's not our fault. But the child ended up in our school. What are we going to do? Are we going to throw him away? Now, so for you to know if this child has achieved, Obina, stand up. For you to know that this child has achieved functional independence, this child is ready for this class, this stage of his life, you must ask questions. Your questions will confirm what the child is revealing: behavior, skills, language, speech, everything. If the information you gathered is negating what the child is revealing to you, you need to call the parents again and ask another question. He can write 1 to 2,000. He can't read 2-letter words. He can't blend 3-letter words. He can't eat by himself. When he eats, he spills. So that means the information and what the child is revealing is different. And I've told you this. There's chronological age. That's the exact age of the child. I was born on November 28, 1971. That's my chronological age. As Mr. Badari, my experiential age is different. My experiential age depends on what my parents and the adults I grew up exposed me to. That is why we can be age mates, but we are not grace mates. We are not intelligent mates. I have a 30-year-old son. Davido is 30 years. They don't have the same experience. What that boy has been exposed to my son has not been exposed to, because of the type of parents that gave birth to him. I bought my first car at 40. My son bought his first car at 26. What my parents exposed me to, the opportunities I have or I did not have, I gave my son. I collapsed time for him. Things are faster. That is what we call experiential age. The opportunities, the exposures. I used to have a British boy, a Nigerian boy that was born in Britain, went to school in Britain for the first 3 years of his life, then brought to Nigeria. And even in his home, both parents are still doing a lot of things to teach him like he's still in Britain. You can't compare Folajimi to any child in that class. His cognition and experience and exposure is like this to his mate. It's like this. This is where others are. This is where Folajimi is. At 6. And which I'm very sure the parents are going to, because I know those parents, they are very, very determined people. They have only 2 and they want to put the best in those 2. So I know that Folajimi at 15 will be talking like a 30-year-old because of the things they keep to explain. So that is what I mean by the experiential age. So when you see them come and they act like that, some are even going to have a lower experiential age. They've never been to school before. They don't know how to hold anything. They don't know. So they may not have independence. Skills for self-care and environment care. I've talked about development of will. Have I talked about development of will?
Yes.
Now, completing cycles of activity. A child that has developed will, when you finish transferring from bowl to bowl for me, you take it away. Maybe the child is coming for the first time and you want to do observation. You bring transfer from bowl to bowl. The child did it. You brought transfer from one bowl to 2 equal bowls. He did it. By the time you bring transfer from one bowl to 2 unequal bowls, I'm tired. I'm tired, Joe. My hand is paining me. He can't complete task. He can't complete task. So you know that the will is not there. He can't complete task. Now, adaptation to culture. Adaptation to culture. Learning socially accepted norms. Learning socially accepted norms. If you are always with me when you are in my class, I said something. I said the curriculum must answer 3 questions. A good curriculum must answer 3 questions. What is the first one? I told you people, I have said this several times in my class. I said a good curriculum must answer 3 questions in the life of the child. What do I call? When then? You don't know it. Oh. So you think you'll be with Mr. Badade forever? Number 1, a good curriculum must answer what the society expects of the child. What the society expects. Because whether you are running a British school, you are running an American school, you are running a Canadian school, this is Nigeria society. Adults in the Nigerians, we are big on culture. We are very big on culture and respect. There are specific things adults in the Nigerian environment expect from the child. So, Papa, you took your children to your in-laws' place, and they enter and say, "Grandma, how are you? Grandpa, how are you?" Nobody is kneeling down. Nobody is genuflexing. Nobody is doing anything. Have you satisfied what the society wants from the child? No. And it's your fault. A good curriculum must answer the questions the society demands of the child. Number 2, a good society must answer the innate questions in the a good curriculum must answer the innate questions in the mind of the child. I said it earlier. I said it is your responsibility to introduce the world to the child. When the child begins to ask questions about the world, why are houses looking like triangles? Why are most houses having the shape of a triangle? Why are houses lined up this side and there is road in the middle? Those are questions. Those are world questions. The child wants to understand the world. Why are seas different from oceans? Why are oceans different from rivers? These are questions you should answer as a teacher. Now, I talked about the third question, the curriculum, a good curriculum must answer in the life of the child is what you, the Montessori teacher, the adult, the professional, sees that you must sit down, that you must come and stand here. Don't stand in that place if you don't want to sit down. Come and stand here. The third one is what you, the Montessori teacher, have observed that is missing in the life of the child, and you must put it there. What during your observation, what have you observed that is missing in the life of the child? And then you want to help the child to develop that skill. These three things I've mentioned, every good curriculum must answer it. If you pick a curriculum, I don't want to care the curriculum of which is it, River State curriculum, Ghana curriculum. If these three areas are not answered in the curriculum, drop that curriculum. It is not a good curriculum. It doesn't talk about social norms. It doesn't talk about culture. It doesn't talk about how to introduce the world to the child. It doesn't talk about the missing skills in the child, the learning gaps. That's not a good curriculum. The next one, adaptation to culture, learning socially acceptable norms, grace and courtesy. Grace and courtesy. Grace and courtesy answers the questions of culture. Grace and courtesy. Now, foundation for academics. Practical life is the foundation for academics. You said? That's number 4. Foundation for academics. Number 4. Number 4. Foundation for academics. Foundation for academics. Practical life is the foundation for academics. Practical life is the foundation for academics. The skill for writing is start here. The skill for focus and attention is start here. The skill for resilience and patience is start here. The skill for carefulness. Now, did you see that on that shelf? Most of the things there are breakable items. Most of the things are breakable items. They are not unbreakable. 75% of the things there are breakable items. Why? Why can't we go and buy unbreakable to do it? Dr. Maria Montessori said, we must use the real thing, the real one, to train the child, so that they will learn how to handle them cautiously, and they will learn, and in turn learn how to handle their personal belongings when they start growing. So by the time a child spends 2-3 years in the Montessori environment and is handling this, and he was able to handle them carefully, are you expecting that child to go home and start breaking plates, breaking cup, breaking everything? Because they have learned value. So the practical life shelf is the foundation for academics. Every skill the child needs to be a good student, to excel in academics, in all the learning domains, is starting from the practical life shelf. That is why we say practical life is the heart of the Montessori method. That's why when children come in, where we start from is practical life. That's what the Nigerian parents are looking for. Maths and English, they are the last. They are the last place we go. They are the last. Because if some skills are not achieved here, that one cannot even enter. How do you teach somebody who can focus maths? The calculation process, how will the person look and get it? Somebody that has fickle focus. So, indirect preparation for writing, pincer grip, maths, left and right sequence, and science, cause and effect. Everything is on the practical life shelf. Can I go through that again?
Yes, sir.
Indirect preparation for writing, indirect preparation for writing, pincer grip, maths, left and right sequence, and science, cause/effect. Science, cause/effect. Anatomy of the practical life shelf. I'm coming, give me a minute. I want to reply to this. Anatomy. Anatomy of the practical life shelf. You know what anatomy means? How many of you know what anatomy means? Huh? I don't want chorus answer. Raise up your hand and tell me if you know what anatomy means. Yes?
The structure.
The structure.
Yes. How those are the things that are how they are being arranged.
How they are being arranged.
Yes.
Those of you that are doing nursing care, you are here. Mr. Bashir has taught you anatomy.
The structure of the
I
body.
raise up your hand. I want to hear you.
Anatomy is the structure of the body, human body.
Okay, so it's the structure that the anatomy is what I started with when we started. I started going through it one by one, explaining how it is to you. So we have components, we have purpose, we have example. So do it in tabular form. Components, purpose, example. Do it in tabular form. Draw lines. The first space is component, the second one is purpose, and the third one is example. Number one, component, trays and baskets. Trays and baskets. Trays and baskets. That's under components. Under purpose, define workspace, promote order, and limit materials. Define workspace, promote order, and limit materials. Then under example, you have small wooden tray for pouring. Now, we don't have small wooden tray here. We have small plastic trays. Now look at those trays. Raise your head, please. Look at those trays. Number one, you see that the colors are calm. The colors are not shouting colors. They are almost plain, like natural colors, or they are white. It is intentional. The reason is that the colors of the tray must not take shine away from the materials. The trays must not be so colorful and so beautiful that the child will look away from the materials and the tray will not be attracting the child. Another, can I have one house, please? Can I have one house? Can I have one house? Another thing is, if you look at those trays, there are no designs inside them. Inside of them are plain. They are plain. There are no designs inside the tray. It is intentional. All of this is so that the child can focus on the material, not the tray. Not the tray. So when you are prepared, setting up a Montessori area in your school, these are the things you need to put into consideration when you are buying your materials. If you want to have as much shelves as I have with this material, you will need nothing less than 18 trays, at least 1.5 dozen of trays. And like I said, those trays must be of natural colors or plain white. And then there must be no design. Plain. Now, number 2. Yes? Examples. Small tray now, small wooden tray for pouring, or plastic tray or unbreakable trays for pouring. Number 2, real tools. Real tools. That's a component. Real tools. Purpose. Authentic child-size functional items. Purpose. Authentic child-size functional items. No toys. No toys. Do you know the reason why Dr. Maria Montessori said no toys? Can anybody tell me the reason why no toys? Yes, AJ.
So most times toys are flashy, they are flashy toys.
Mm-hmm.
So
You are close to it. You are close to it.
to make it real.
Toys are made with a type of materials that make them spoil almost immediately. Toys are made, they are intentionally made with materials that when a child throws them, they spoil. That's why parents that buy toys, you need to keep buying. Montessori materials are materials that are sturdy. They are strong, they are sturdy. Even if by mistake they fall, they will not break. Because we are teaching the child that those materials are of value. They are things of value. Somebody, I think one of my former students, it's not your set, were working on the Montessori practical life areas like this, and she said, Mr. Badare, do you want to tell me that these things can be in a class like this and children will not break them? And I said, yes. Yes. She said, I said, because you normalize them first before you introduce them to it. The first thing you do when the children come is normalization. They must achieve normalization. And that's within 2 to 3 weeks, maximum 3 weeks. They must achieve normalization. That means they must settle down. And when you give them rules, here you don't go to that shelf without taking permission. When you want to use this is what you do. You take it out, you do activities with them, you take it back, you let them watch how you take it back. The next time you give it to them, they take it back there. Next time when they go and take it, they will take it back. Children are very orderly.
Yes.
Children are not disorderly. Please, as a professional from today, stop using that. Children are not disorderly. Children are windows to family dynamics. If you see a disordered child, it's from an adult. That child was introduced to disorderliness from childhood. If a child is introduced to order from childhood, that's where those children will be. I've been having Montessori materials in this house for over 12 years. And my children were not adults then. They don't go near my Montessori materials. They don't take anything there. The only thing they go there to do is, if I want to clean the shelves and say, take a chair, sit down, clean for me, and make sure you arrange it back the way you see it. They don't go. They behave as if this material don't exist in this house. But then they were children. So when children are disorderly, when they are destructive, when they don't value materials, it is from the home. Chaos. Chaos. When chaos is their life, when they make mistake, you don't correct on the spot. You must form an habit of correction on the spot. Not, Mumbo Abe, I'm coming. Let me come back. Come back to do what? Come back to do what? Before you come back, sir, Lagos traffic has scattered your life. You can't even remember yourself again. So what are you going to correct until the child does another wrong thing? So that's why we say children are windows to family dynamics. That's why your children can be somewhere and somebody can say, I'm sure she's Mrs. Abido's child. Because they are seeing you. They know you. They are seeing you in that child. They are seeing you. They are seeing you. In my former church, nobody knows my children. And they go to church with me every day. Until somebody accuse me and say, your children go to another church. You come to a different church. I said, says who? He said, I've never seen your children before. I said, go to children's section. Call so name. He called them. 2 of them stood up. Those last 2. He came back to me and said, no wonder. These boys are your children. That's why I've never seen them. When everybody is running, they will just sit down. They'll be talking to each other. Since they were like this, anytime I'm going out with my children, I sit them down. This is where we are going. If you are going to ShopRite, Jendor, each or anything, it's from home. I will plan what I will buy. I will tell them.
No addition, no subtraction.
You cry in that place, we will go to the toilet. The meaning is, if you misbehave outside, I don't beat my children outside. You can't catch me beating my children because I don't want you to come and do any show, sorry, all these things. If you misbehave outside, I'll just come to you, hold your hand. We will enter toilet, me and you. I will close door. I will give you the traditional way. I will give you very well. I will use water to wipe your face for you. You will be crying. As you are crying, I'll be telling you smile. You will be crying. You will be confused with the emotion you need to express. Whether it is cry, whether it is laugh. That's fine. So when we go outside, so they used to remind themselves when they were young. If someone is misbehaving, you hear somebody say, let her take you to toilet. No worry, she will arrange you. And today, the adults now, living in different places. Yesterday I was here. The one at Lasu sent me a video of a egusi that I cooked. Mommy, if you smell this egusi, I say continue to enjoy yourself. It's because we did it here. You understand? So my children are chaotic, they are scattered, they are not organized, they button their belt. It is from the home. From the teacher. Some of you teachers too can be very, very reckless. Very, very reckless. Today your bag is here. Tomorrow your bag is under the table. Next tomorrow is in that place. The children are watching you. They are watching you. You are not organized. Order is not in your life. You are everywhere. Today you wear slippers to school. Next tomorrow shoe. You will wear shoe to enter. By the time you come back for playground, you are in slippers. When you are going home, you are in another shoe. No order in your life. Nobody can predict you. You are like God, unpredictable. As a young Weledumare, that's how you are. So 2 areas impact a child, and these 2 areas are in the environment of the child. That's why we say the environment is more powerful than parents. It is either the home or the school. That's why you see that even things that don't happen in school, parents will tell you it's in school. Because they know that if it escapes their environment, then that's the next environment that is impacting their child. And children spend longer hours in school more than they spend with their parents. So you have the more opportunity and grace to influence a child more than their biological parents. How are you using that grace? How are you using that grace? Remember, the child you refuse to train today can become the armed robber that will attack you tomorrow. That's the truth. Because everything we are training, they are coming back to the society. So as a parent, as a teacher, as an educator, Always ask yourself, what am I producing for the society? What am I producing for the society? If investigation should follow the life of the teachers, if a child becomes a criminal and they say investigation, as they are investigating the parents, also go through which school did he go, which secondary school, which higher institution, which secondary school, which primary school, who are the teachers that train that child. Some teachers will go to prison. I'm telling you the truth. Some teachers will go to prison. Some teachers are the enablers of those bad character the child started. I know teachers that tell children to bring something for me from home. I have judged a case like that before in my school. This lady keep telling this boy to tell the mommy to bring something, and when those that brings, she show them love and this child started having low self-esteem and fear. So before you know, he started stealing his mother's things and bringing it to the teacher, until the mother looked for a gold earring. Gold, they think karat gold. Chief did not enter house. Nobody is living with them. It's only herself, her husband, and her children. Where could they think karat gold? This woman started talking before this boy confessed. His auntie, this thing that said I should bring something for her. She got to school. This lady denied until they called in police. Teacher is a teacher. Teacher is a teacher that did that. Number 3, logical sequence. Okay. I said real tools, authentic child-size functional items, no toys. Now, example: glass pitcher, ceramic bowl. Can you bring a glass pitcher for me from that place? Can you bring a glass pitcher? Yes, that's a glass pitcher. Everybody look up. That's a glass pitcher. Ceramic bowls. Yes, that's one. That's one. The one with the measuring limits too. They are ceramic bowls. Those are ceramic bowls. Yes, those are ceramic bowls. Those jugs. Those jugs too are ceramic materials. Okay. Now the third one, logical sequence. Under components we have logical sequence. Logical sequence. And under purpose we have left and right order. Do you want me to go back? Under components we have logical sequence, and under purpose we have left and right order, simple and complex. Left and right order, comma, simple and complex, comma, top and bottom order. Dry and wet. Dry pouring and wet pouring. Examples are the glass pitchers, ceramic bowls. Those are the examples they use for it. Should I continue? Yes. The next one is aesthetics. 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 That's under component. Under purpose, beautiful, inviting, and meticulously organized. Kí ni ẹ jọ̀ọ́, mo wà ní class? Kí ni ẹ? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Okay, ẹ pè wọ́n. No problem, ẹ pè wọ́n. Wọ́n ti dé. Àwọn students wọn. Let me see you. I still have about a page. Let me see time. Tell him that I'll finish by 3. Can you wait? He's telling me I'll finish by 3. I want to finish this practical life because I want to face another topic. No, I'm coming in. I talked about aesthetics, not so.
Yes.
And then under purpose, we have beautiful, inviting, and meticulously organized. Beautiful, inviting, meticulously organized. Did you see that in what I have on the shelf there?
Yes.
Beautiful, inviting, and meticulously organized. Now, under example, natural materials, color harmony. Natural materials, color harmony. Did you see any shouting color there?
No.
Natural materials, color harmony. Now, number 5, quickly. Number 5, key practical life categories and activities. Key, K-E-Y. Key practical life categories and activities. Grouped by skill development. Grouped, put that in comma. Grouped by skill development. Under key practical life categories and activities, put grouped by skill development in comma, in bracket, grouped by skilled development. Now, when I explained the shelves to you people, I mentioned the skills. That was my goal when I was arranging it. When I was arranging it, Mrs. Durodola met me here. When I was arranging it, Mrs. Abido met me here. Both of them told me that, can they come and assist me? I said no. Why? Because I'm planning. I have a goal in mind, and I'm planning everything by skill. That skill. Do we have class here tomorrow?
No.
We don't have class. Why? Next week. Okay.
No, next week too. We don't have next week. Next week Friday.
We have next week Friday. We don't have on Saturday. We don't have on Saturday because of graduation. But I don't understand why we don't have tomorrow.
No, the reason is there.
Tomorrow's one is today. That's why I did for preparation sake.
If we have lesson tomorrow, can you have one house? Can I have one house? If you have tomorrow, we are supposed to use these things for activities. Then it will not be theory, it will be activities. Everybody will be working on these things. And please, let's have class tomorrow. Please, let's have class tomorrow. If you cannot come, no problem. You will join us online for those of you that cannot come. But anybody that can come, please come. Please come. The normal time now, 10. Now, key practical life categories and activities. I've said that, and I said group by skill development. Now, do your tabular lines the way you did it before. The first one will be category. The second one will be activities. Nike and Abido, or I leave yourself, or I separate you.
Made a mistake.
Which mistake?
We wrote two practical life components.
Components, Bawu.
Yes, ma'am.
I said, it's number 5 now.
Yes.
How many numbers have I given you?
4.
It's 5.
Okay, it's 4. Is this supposed to be number 4? You are writing number 5, and that's what I said. Hey now.
Sub-table under that one. No, we haven't written.
It's
It's
number
like a
5.
sub-table. Exactly, sub-table.
After aesthetics, you gave us component purpose and example. You now said key practical categories number 5. So we thought it's under components.
No,
It's a subheading.
it's a subheading on its own. Key practical life categories and activities. That's why I said number 5 when I was going to start it. Key practical life and categories and activities. That's number 5. Under that, put in bracket grouped by skill development. That means every of these shelves, there must be a skill. For wet pouring, there is a skill. For dry pouring, there is a skill. For spooning, there is a skill. For kneading, there is a skill. For transfer, there is a skill. Now, I said draw your table the way you draw it, the other one. The first one is category. The second one is activities. The third one is direct aim. And the last one is indirect aim. I told you, I said that when I was explaining the practicals. I said every of it has direct and indirect aim. And I want to give you that example now. Now, category. Number 1, control of movement. Control of movement. Under category, you have control of movement. Now, under activities, you have carrying a chair, walking on a line, or carrying a tray, walking on a line. All of these are the things we'll do tomorrow. Carrying a chair, walking on a line, carrying a tray, walking on a line. Direct aim, balance, body control. Direct aim, balance, body control. Indirect aim, spatial awareness, calmness. If I'm to carry this, let me turn this thing so that you can see me. If I'm to carry this, and I'm a child, even as an adult, if I'm to carry this, because these three, Mr. Bido, look here, these three are breakable items. If I'm to carry this, I'm going to be careful. So I'm going to balance, calmness, and I'm not going. Even you will be telling me careful. I'm not going to. So it's going to eventually, at the end of the day, after the repetition of this activity, I'm going to achieve calmness. I'm going to end up becoming a child that will be carrying this and be walking like this without any adult telling me, because I know that I am carrying something that can break. You understand? So that is what we mean by the indirect. The child will achieve spatial awareness, SPATIAL. Spatial awareness is between here and here. The child knows the space. If the child is to pass this place, the child is going to say, please excuse me. That's spatial awareness. Now, the next one. What's the next one? Care of self. The first one I did was control of movement. The next one is care of self. Care of self. Category. Under category, care of self. Now under activities, hand washing, buttoning, nose blowing. Is anyone with tissue here? Do you have tissue in your bag? Okay, can you give me that nose blowing? I want to explain it to you. Now, can you drop your biros and look up? Tope, can you move forward a bit? You are dropping it. Okay. Now, for nose blowing in Montessori, this is how we teach children.
I think she's obstructing them. They are bending.
But you're coming. Move back. Move your chair here. Now, in Montessori, if we are teaching a child nose blowing, the first thing we teach is that you don't cut more than 1, 2, and then there is a margin. You cut it at the margin. You fold it so that it can be lumpy, and then you do this. And then you blow your nose and wipe it down in case there is anything coming down. If you do this, you see, you have drawn it. So you put it like this, you support it with your 2 hands, put the tissue at the middle, and draw it down and wipe, and close it, fold it. That is how we teach nose cleaning in Montessori. That is how we teach children nose cleaning. So it's not you just take toilet roll, brah. The thing goes like this. You understand? Montessori has a teaching for everything. Everything in life, everything. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you open doors, the way you break conversations. Montessori has a learning for everything. So much so that if a child has the opportunity to be in a proper Montessori school, not all these people that are writing Montessori in flex banner, they don't have materials. I'm coming for you. You and Rodola, I'm coming for you. You just write Montessori outside, nothing inside. You have to, nothing. It's not you people I'm talking to. Yeah, now. Now, hand washing, buttoning, nose blowing. That's under activities. Then direct aim, personal hygiene, dressing. The direct aim is that you want the child to develop skills for personal hygiene and dressing. Personal hygiene and dressing. Indirect aim, fine motor, sequencing. Indirect aim, fine motor. Look at fine motor. The hand, the way he folded it. Sequencing, counting the tissue in slides before cutting it. Direct aim. I can't cut sellotape with my hand. I can't. It's Montessori that got me to that stage. If I have to cut sellotape, I have to get a scissors. Because the end of it must come neat. The end of it must come neat. And when you're done, you fold. You understand? So it becomes a way of life. For somebody like me, it's a way of life. It's a way of life. It's the way I do things. And that is what you, the teacher, as you are teaching the child, you are imparting it in the child. It's becoming a part of you. It's becoming you. It's becoming your habits. It's becoming your habit. It's becoming your way of life. And it's becoming something that is influencing everybody in your environment. Even if you have children that are not going into a Montessori school, but you are doing this at home, out of the fear of if you cut the tissue like that, if mommy sees it, your children will begin to cut it right. They'll begin to cut it right. They'll begin to cut it right. You understand? So it's an influence. That is I've said fine motor and sequencing. Then the next one is category, care of environment. Care of environment. That first one we talk about is care of self. This one is care of environment category. Activities, sweeping, plant watering, dishwashing. Activities, sweeping, plant watering, dishwashing. Direct aim, responsibility, order. You're teaching them responsibility and order. Indirect aim, ecology, cause and effect. Indirect aim, ecology, cause and effect. If you don't do it right, this is what will happen. The next one is grace and courtesy. Under category we have yes, CAUSC. The direct aim of the last one. Responsibility and order. The indirect aim, ecology, cause and effect. Then the next one is grace and courtesy. Under category you have grace and courtesy. Under activities you have greeting, interrupting, offering food. Greeting, interrupting, how to break a conversation, and offering food. Under offering food. We'll define that tomorrow. We'll do like that to deal with that tomorrow. Under direct aim, social cohesion, respect, social cohesion, respect. Indirect aim, empathy, communication. Indirect aim, empathy, communication. Indirect aim, empathy, communication. Can so, Mrs. Momo, please can you call me Mr. Lighton? The next one, control of the hand.
Number 5.
Yes, under category control of the hand. Keep your hands to yourself when the hands should be used. You keep telling children, keep your hands to yourself. How do I keep my hand to myself when God said I should be using my hand? The hand is a... Let me send them 3,000 dollars to them. The hand is a tool. Our hands, especially the hands of children. It is a matured adult. You will see Miss Obadare when she wants to snap picture, she will do her hand like this. Children don't keep their hand to themselves when they want to snap picture. That's what I told my son. Every time I want to snap picture, I say it shows you are not matured. You will see the video. What's the meaning of that thing? It's childhood. Which topic did Mr. Lighton teach you people today? The child. What is the age limit of being a child? Did they give you the age limit?
18 you know.
18.
And I said even till there I said
and that I have used that thing. I'm the one that told him to use that material. In that material, it says the brain stops developing at 25. So from 18 to 25, your brain is still developing. At 25 years, your brain has not finished developing. So when you see 23-year-old married and she start misbehaving, you say, yeah, baby, you that you are married, you have a child. Yes, she's a baby. Her brain is still developing. Her brain is still developing. That's what psychology said. Her brain is still developing. It is at 25 that the brain of the normal human stop developing.
Even at 25, I'm still doubting it. Experience will happen that you.
I have told you your experiential age. I told Faith Fortress to give her, go and tell her, your experiential age. You can be 25 and you have the experiential age of a 13-year-old. So even brain developing at 25, they are variables. You cannot compare the brain of my brain at 25, me that they gave birth to at Ebute Metta, inside the heart of Lagos, that craze they happen, to the brain of somebody that they bring from Ijebu-Ode bush. Who are you? So even that brain at 25, you can still be behaving like a 12-year-old. And this does not mean that you have, yes, this does not mean that you have developmental disorder. It's your experience. That's why you come to Lagos at 30 when they marry you. You go to you see something, you say, hey, now what for Lagos? Oh, it's the regular thing that happens in Lagos. It's normal thing. When I got married, me and my husband were like this. I'm a Lagosian. We grew up in Minyekiti. I will wake up on Saturday, I will say I want to go and buy snacks. My husband will say snacks. Somebody near me, somebody me. Because that's what my parents used to train me. My parents trained me that eating snacks, going to a hotel, going to Sheraton on Sunday after service is socialization and relaxation. I remember that very well. When I was young, when I was in secondary school, we don't cook at home on Sunday. We don't cook. Once we wake up in the morning, we take maybe light breakfast. We go to church. Our church is on the island, St. Peter's Church, Faji, Lagos. From that church, we close at 1 like this. A hotel straight. And my father will order food for everybody. Everybody you will eat anything you want to eat. He will be telling you anything you order, they will bring the the order, you will pick. He will be telling you, are you sure that thing you order, you are going to eat it and going to be enough for you? Once you say yes, you will see that you must finish it all. Because as you are going home, we are going home to sleep, to prepare for Monday. Now you now marry somebody like me. I say I want to go to Domino and buy this thing. He says, I'm a Because that's the way they trained me. You understand? That is this thing I'm telling you is the reason why some marriages are not surviving. It's the reason. You never talk about any day you want to take me out. You never talk about any day. You never give me money to say, me that I like shopping, but
Am I a tree?
that my mommy will carry me to Eko Dumota, from Eko Dumota, Abetawa. We will walk to Balogun, to Kingsway. We'll be buying something. As we are buying shoe, we are buying Ipapanu. Shall I kick here? We like biscuit here. Oh, dear, I'm a mother. This is when you want to come and cage. Go job. So it is the experiential age that matters most. We've talked about grace and courtesy. Now we are on control of the hand. Pouring, spooning, tonguing, twisting. Pouring, spooning, tonguing, twisting. You are going to see all these materials tomorrow. Spoon, tongue, twist. Then under what are we now?
Control.
Control of the
The
hand.
small, the indirect.
The indirect aim. Hand-eye coordination. Hand-eye coordination. Grip. Hand-eye coordination and grip. Grip is G-R-I-P. Hand-eye coordination and grip. Then indirect aim. Preparation for writing. Pincer grip. Let Mr. Bashir start with those that are with him. How many people are with him? Let him start. Wherever they miss, they will watch it in video. Let him start, please. Indirect aim. Preparation for writing. Pincer grip. Preparation for writing. Pincer grip. Then number 6. Setting up the shelf. Educator guidelines. Setting up the shelf. Educator guidelines.
Is it on that category?
No, we are finished
though.
though.
Subtopic.
Yes, subtopic. We are finished that one. Number 6, setting up the shelf, educator guidelines. This guideline is for you, educator. When you want to go and set up a shelf, when you meet a wicked person like Mrs. Obadare at interview panel, say, can you set up the practical life shelf for us? Your eyes start running about. You are looking for, you tell them you want to go to the toilet. Like Obin have recorded my voice. She will now go to the toilet and listen to my voice to come back and set up the shelf. Start minimal. Start minimal. Don't bring. Is that place cumbersome?
No.
It must be minimal. Not everything. Minimal. The important things must be on that, and there must be space. Did you see that there are spacing? There are spacing. Yeah. 4 to 5 activities maximum. 1 per category. 4 to 5 activities maximum. 1 per category. That means if you are doing spooning, it's 1. If you are doing pouring, it's 1. Is for classroom or when you want to do assessment for a child. Do you understand? Am I talking?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, every one of you are starting summer school next week.
Yes, ma'am.
Your practical life shelf must be at work. Your practical life shelves must be at work. New students into your school. Your practical life bringing for assessment for the first time. Your practical life shelf must be at work. So it must be minimal, 4 to 5 activities maximum, and one per category. That means if you are having spooning, 1. You are having dry pouring, 1. You are having wet pouring, 1. 1 each. It's not the child just spooning. Do another spooning. Then 2, sequence matters. Sequence matters. It must move in sequence from spooning to pouring. For pouring, from dry pouring to wet pouring, from wet pouring like that, using the tongs, using the chopsticks, using the twisters. It must go like that.
Ma, can we take it again? From spooning, sorry.
From spooning to dry pouring, from dry pouring to wet pouring, from wet pouring to tonguing, from tonguing to twisting, from twisting to using chopsticks. Sequence matters. Large and dry transfers, left and right complex, large and right transfers, large dry transfers. That means what they are transferring, the dry transfer. If they are transferring grains, maybe you are using rice, maybe you are using gari, maybe you are using beans, maybe you are using maize. It must be much, as in a bit, that it will go for a long time to pour, for the child to pour.
Large and light transfer.
Large dry transfers, large dry transfers, left and right complex, liquid pouring with funnel, liquid pouring with funnel. I think we should leave this for tomorrow. These are practicals. I think we should leave this for tomorrow. Then if there is anything on this page, I'll finish with you tomorrow. We have done the basic thing. We will use this during practicals tomorrow. Huh? Yes, we are continuing from here tomorrow. Tomorrow, I beg, leave me, ask my origin for me.
My question.
Yes.
From
If you are in nursing care, oh yeah, go and meet Mr. Bashir. He's waiting for you. Go.